This episode of The Fakist is brought to you by themodernrogue.com, a site dedicated to making you the most damn interesting person in the room, like me, Paul DaFoe, and scamstuff.com, where they sell the gear for the modern rogue. Their lockpicks, escape tools, and cutaway handcuffs are essential fake news gathering tools. Scamstuff.com and themodernrogue.com. Check them out! Tonight, millennials are demanding Quaker Oats pay for a taste bud surgery that returns Crunch Berries to 1994 levels of flavortude. We'll give you a shady law office to call in just a minute.
Then, we'll tell you why lonely people are crazy for pussies. Seriously, Paul? Pussycats. It's cats. We're asking what the hell? Coming up. Oh, somebody shoot me.
The last glass ceiling shatters as new statistics reveal an 8% increase in female mass shooters. We'll check out the hottest holsters for the gal on the go, coming up.
Breaking the fake news for real. From KCOM Studios in somewhere west of New York City, this is The Fakist, and it starts now.
Good evening, I'm Paul DaFoe, and I love pussycats. I'd like you all to meet the latest addition to the Fakist family, my new tabby, Mr. Freeze 7-Up. Oh, sorry, he's usually not so grumpy. Must be first-time broadcaster jitters.
So, you adopted a cat, huh?
Oh my goodness, Leanne, it's been a revelation. Folks, our producer Leanne suggested I adopt Mr. Freeze 7-Up to help cope with some unpleasantness. She was right. This little furball is so cute, it's easy to pretend he loves me. He attacks my feet when I'm sleeping, lays down in my food when I'm eating. He even massages my back with his claws while I'm taking a shower.
Doesn't that hurt?
Oh, it's a horror show, like Psycho in Technicolor. But I'm glad you butted your way into the newscast again, Leanne. Mr. Freeze 7-Up has a little case of kitty stage fright. Think you could look after him while I do the show?
For the last time! I hit my microphone, sorry. I work during the show, Paul.
Consider this a fun little asterisk on your to-do list. Don't worry, you'll barely even notice the little scamp. Jimmy, take this little ball of fur back to the control room.
You got it, son.
But, Paul,
Now, on to the fake news. The double arches stand fully erect tonight in Oak Brook, Illinois, as a platinum-level Fakist sponsor accepts an award from the Cool Parents Council. For more, we go to a special report filed by the Cool Parents Council. Here's Grimace with the deets.
Hey guys, Grimace here. That's right, Grimace, reporter for
The Fakist, KCOM Studios, Market 21.
the Cool Parents Council, founded by a mysterious corporate entity to identify and promote healthy treats for the kiddies, will bestow an American institution with its highest honor, the Awesome Healthy Treats Seal of Approval. McDonald's is ubiquitous in American culture. Who doesn't remember their first job, their first kiss, their first heart murmur underneath the glow of those wonderful golden arches? Yes, every memorable moment that ever happened definitely happened there. Excuse me, sir. Do you have any fond memories of the great Mickey D's?
McDonald's? Yeah, we went there after prom a few years back and skated up to the ball pit. That's how we got this little guy. Don't eat that old cheeseburger.
I was going through a really hard time. I mean, I was desperate enough that ordering a 20-piece nugget seemed like a good idea. I was going to finish my nugs. Then a miracle happened.
Did you want any sauce with those nugs?
I told him, ranch please. Then he said,
You look like you're having a rough day. I'll throw a couple extra ranch packs in here for you, but don't tell Dave.
that kid with the skin tag on his eyelid saved my life. As you can tell, I'm very happy. That one little act of kindness. After that, even when I'm stressing about life, I'm still loving it.
Well, we all know that McDonald's prides itself on high employee morale. Recent research suggests their organic free chicken and locally sourced McFlurries could usher in a new revolution in human health. The Cool Parents Council, an altruistic outreach by TN McD LLC, will present the award in the employee cafeteria at 2:15 p.m. inside their charity's headquarters at 1 McDonald's Plaza in Oak Brook, Illinois. For
The Fakist, KCOM Studios, Market 21.
I'm Grim Ace, signing off.
We'd like to thank the Cool Parents Council and their mysterious funders for that in-depth Fakist report. It gave me some time to run back to the control room and play with my pussy. Speaking of, Ella Fitzpatrick is about to play with a lot of pussies. We're featuring some feisty felines in our new health segment.
What the hell?
Thanks, asshole. I'm Ella Fitzpatrick, former investigative journalist, current human interest reporter, and future job seeker, here to tell you how cats can perfect your health. I'm joined today by some old bitch from God's Waiting Ground Assisted Living Community to tell you how to adopt a lifelong companion and friend.
My name is Barbara, dear. Barbara Gormley. Please watch your language. The babies don't like it.
Sorry, Miss Gormley. Go on. Tell us about the cats.
Thank you, dear. In our work at God's Waiting Ground, we see cats improve patient happiness. Some patients even say the cats speak to them at night. Cats are forever friends for anyone.
But isn't it true that most cats die before their 13th birthday? 13 years. Doesn't sound like forever to me.
I suppose not at your age, but 13 years is a long time. Think of all the things that have happened to you in the past 13 years.
I had a career for 11 years. Then I got suckered by some asshole obsessed with fake news for the last 2.
Well, maybe if you had a cat, you wouldn't be so nasty about it.
Sorry to interrupt, Ella, but I had a question for Barbara.
Why the hell not?
Great. I heard you saying that cats only live 13 years. Was that a lie?
Why, no, dear. But it isn't a sad thing. When God makes a little creature like a cat, he gives them less time because they don't have to climb as high as we do.
But that means Mr. Freeze 7-Up will die before I do.
Now, every one of God's creatures has their time.
Well, I don't like it. Leanne, take Mr. Freeze 7-Up to Ella and Mrs. Gormley in Studio 7. Let him live with his own kind.
On it.
Paul, if you want me to do fluff, let me do the goddamn fluff. Now, Miss Gormley, what pussycats do we have with us today?
This is Archibald, a black tabby, and he's the most adorable little snookums in the whole universe. Aren't you?
Okay. Here's Mr. Free 7-Up. Watch out. He's bitey.
Oh, no. Archibald, Mr. Thick Whispers, you stop that right. Ow!
I'm getting the hell out of here, kid. I recommend you do the same.
Gosh. Okay.
Is Mrs. Gormley dead?
Paul, those cats. I think they were eating her. Ella got me. We're out. On our way back to the control room.
Let me speak to Ella.
Hello?
What the Ella was that segment? Now we've got a body to deal with. Again. You're getting sloppy, Ella. Real sloppy.
I'm sloppy? You're sloppy. Look, I'm sorry I caught your girlfriend cheating on you during that live report, but this new assignment is just vindictive and wrong. Why don't you just fire me and get it over with?
Oh, I should, Ella. I really should. Maybe after we clean poor Miss Gormley out of the carpet of Studio 7, I'll look into it.
Don't bother, asshole. Have fun being the Fakist. Enjoy hell, Leanne.
Leanne, you back in the control room yet?
I made it. But I think Ella let the cats out of Studio 7. I can hear them outside the door.
Well, if this isn't a great time to run a commercial, I don't know what is. We'll be right back. We'll be right back after we set some pussy traps.
Remember when life was easy? Your parents told you what was good and what was bad? Like magic. They knew exactly what you needed.
and what you didn't. Life is harder now. So many things in the world are hoping to harm you. What if you could take control? Like magic. Just like your parents did. Turns out you can. I'm Deborah Dawnstar. That girl you made out with in high school? After the abstinence assembly junior year? My name may have changed, but you can trust me because I sought you out on Facebook after not contacting you for 10 years. So when I say I know the secret to eternal youth and financial independence, you know I'm not fucking around. Dawnstar Essential Scent Spray reduces your blood pressure, cures most STDs, and if you become a partner, will make your bank account explode as violently as the infected boil you spray away with this miracle product. The science is sound, of course. If it wasn't, we couldn't sell our products on Facebook. The real question is, how do you make money from it? It's pretty simple. First, you buy a starter pack of Essential Scent Spray from Dawnstar. Then, DM anybody you've ever met and share the secret. For every bottle you sell, you get to keep 0.2% of the profit. Why, if you only sell 15 bottles to your 3 friends who helped you hide that murder back in 1998, you'd be making an extra $30 a month, and they have to buy it. Or you'll tell everyone. Customers are everywhere. Sell to anybody. Except me, of course, since I'll be part of your upline and making 1% of everything you sell. Look, I did whippets with you that one time in high school. If you can't trust me, who can you trust? Join Dawnstar today, and you'll get a 10% discount for changing your last name to Dawnstar. Just go to DawnstarSenseMakesSense.com/DebDebBusinessMommy to lock in your price and sign that legally binding contract. Dawnstar, it's just like magic.
A local mother and business mommy is under fire tonight as a tragic accident goes viral on Facebook Live.
Oh, my butt.
Deborah Dawnstar started February 34th, just like any other Tuesday. She woke up, insted a cup of coffee, then checked her overnight sales on the Dawnstar Essential Spray Partners portal.
I sold something to my mother-in-law's church friend, so I was pretty pumped.
Deborah took to Facebook Live to share her success with her downline followers while hiking through the woods with her son Bryson behind their modest home in Modesto.
Hey guys, Business Mommy here. Just taking the Bryster out to play on this adorable, rusty swing set we found.
Bryson, or Bryster as he was known to Deborah, climbed the swing set to find out if he could see the top of his mom's head. Little did anyone suspect the tragedy that was about to unfold.
Mom, is this for Facebook?
Look, he can climb! What's your favorite spray, Bryster?
Dawnstar!
That's right, baby!
Oh, my butt.
Oh, God, Bryster! Are you okay? Here, let Mommy spray you.
Like a good mother would, Deborah sprayed her son with his favorite Dawnstar scent, banana. Sadly, the miracle spray wasn't enough to protect him from an infection that took his sense of smell the following day, February 35th, a day Deborah will remember forever.
It was the banana scent. It was supposed to be 99% effective.
Mommy, I can't smell.
Deborah, your critics claim you were negligent for not seeking traditional care for Bryson's wound after the accident. How do you respond?
Look, this is my career, okay? I wouldn't sell Dawnstar if medical science didn't prove that it works.
We asked Dr. Lula Rowe, chief medical expert at the local Waffle House, about Deborah Dawnstar's claims.
There is no proof whatsoever, from the perspective of medical science, scented sunscreen, which is what Dawnstar sells, has any medical benefit whatsoever, apart from protecting your skin from the sun's rays.
Excuse me, Mr. Doctor. Are you blaming Dawnstar, both the person and the company, for the child's disability?
Her actions cost that boy his smell. His smell. Imagine growing up, not being able to smell maple syrup on your waffles. Smell is intrinsically linked to our memories, our preferences, and our sense of taste. She robbed him of that.
Reister has his own issues with his diagnosis.
I can't smell my own farts now.
But in the end, can we blame Deborah for her actions?
Yes, absolutely. She didn't even wash the cut with soap and water.
Didn't you leave, Doc? Here's some money. Go get an all-star special. Anyway, can we really blame her? She depended on a product she trusted enough to stake her reputation on with friends and family members. She wouldn't do that if the product didn't work. We reached out to Dawnstar Legal for comment. Dawnstar Legal's Tony Thomas responded with a voice fax.
Dawnstar doesn't claim to be a medical solution. So, with that said, our condolences do go out to Ms. Dawnstar, but after all, she is dead to us. Don't quote me on that.
Deborah Dawnstar was arrested shortly after our interview for child negligence, including 2 counts of streaming live on Facebook while in the wilderness with a child. If convicted, she could face up to 6 months in prison and regular check-ins from Child Services. We spoke to her again on the phone.
This is going to kill my business. I was really close to actually making a profit. What with the ad on your show and everything.
Donations to the Dawnstar Legal Fund, not to be confused with Dawnstar Legal, who represent the Dawnstar multi-level marketing empire, can be made by buying a starter pack at DawnstarSenseMakesSense.com/deb business mommy. It's like magic. Leanne, can we bring Leanne up?
Yeah, Paul?
Have you seen Mr. Freeze 7-Up anywhere? Does he miss me? Does he care?
Mr. Freeze 7-Up is looking at me from the control room window. Aw, he's playing with the little ball of yarn. Look! Now he's playing with the doorknob.
Leanne, are you there? It sounded like it's something...
I'm fine. The other cats stormed the door as soon as it opened, and they looked hungry.
Make sure they don't lead Mr. Freeze 7-Up down a dark criminal path. He's very impressionable.
He's fine. He's still sitting in the control room window. I think he's talking to the other cats through the glass. It's almost like he's their leader.
That's my boy. Back to the news.
But I really need to pee.
Just cue the music. The fakest Marvin Zendler is on the job. Martin files his famous Rascals and Rodents report tonight from his hospital bed, where he's recovering from being super old. Martin?
Rascals and Rodents, now why don't you get out of here? Zendler's here with his Friday report.
Well, this is like something out of a science fiction movie, but it really did happen. In reporting this story, I was chased down and viciously stung 10 times on the face and hands by a vicious gang of killer bees. That's how dangerous it's been for 82-year-old widow Thelma Meeks to come into work at Madame Ka-Prow's Thai Bistro, located scant minutes away from the Fakist studios on the 6700th block of Morningside Drive.
Is that the place that we all went to for lunch last week?
Madame Ka-Prow's has had a nest of killer bees in their kitchen for the last 9 weeks. Beekeepers estimate that the swarm is 300,000 bees strong. That's 250,000 nasty, buzzing, stinging bees.
My name is Reginald Fitzgerald, and I am the leading global expert in Thai restaurant bee infestations. These, my dear Martin, are African killer bees, and they hate heat. Their nest is right above the stove.
So you're saying you shouldn't cook around bees?
No, sir.
Lucky then that Miss Meeks decided to call my Rascals and Rodents hotline to let me know about her working conditions.
Friday, 1:24 p.m.
I have called just about everybody who has anything to do with something like this. I thought that the city would surely take care of it, but they came out to my house and stood outside and laughed at me.
End of messages.
Well, now, bees are a necessity. They provide life to flowers, but then again, they bring harm to people who cook Thai food around them. And if the bees weren't enough, we've obtained the health department report card for Madam Ka-Prow's first 9 weeks.
Hey, Martin, wait. As somebody who had an awesome lunch there last week, is there anything I need to worry about?
Well, if you'd listened to the damn story, you'd know, Paul. Now, this health report card reveals that the restaurant had a mouse and mouse droppings in the cooler, as well as several complaints of roaches. There are also reports of uncovered food in the freezer and giant mutant flies running the cook line after 5 p.m. And of course, Madam Ka-Prow's had, say it with me, gang, grime in the soda machine.
Oh, God. I had a cola.
I ate food cooked by mutant flies.
I'm going to be sick.
Thelma Meeks is lucky she wasn't harmed by those bees, but she wasn't too happy when she heard a new development earlier today.
Mr. Zendler, you aren't allowed to be back in the kitchen.
Miss Meeks, you don't have to worry anymore. This restaurant is shut down effective immediately, and the flies are being reassigned to another Ka-Prow franchise.
But Mr. Zendler, this job is everything to me, and the food is so good. Can I take some with me?
Afraid not. Might have been gunked up by those bees. Now let's get you out of here before we...
Buzz bees, get him. He wants to keep us apart. Get him, my pretties.
Jesus Christ! Get him off me! Get these guys behind me, you little piece of shit!
And that was the scene that landed me in this hospital bed. But not even Africanized bees or their widow queen could stop me from doing my part to keep you folks safe. Have a good weekend. Good food, good grief, or whatever makes you happy. For the Fakist, Martin Zendler.
Well, shit. Let's just be glad we didn't go back there a second time.
I went back twice last week.
Birdman Stan checking in. I drank those delicious grimy sodas until I nearly pissed myself. Again.
You know, at least we have decent health insurance here. You know, thank the boss. Oh, wait, that's me. To make sure that we keep the health plan, we're going to cut to commercial now. We'll all grab some antibiotics, you watch the commercial, and we'll see you, the Fakist faithful, back here in 2 and 2. Today's show is brought to you by Audible. For you, the Fakist faithful, Audible is offering a free audiobook download with a 30-day free trial to give you the opportunity to check out their service. Over 180,000 titles to choose from for your iPhone, Kindle, Android, or MP3 player. This week, I'm recommending My Lucky Life In and Out of Show Business by Dick Van Dyke. A lot of our younger listeners might not know this Dick, but he was basically Tom Hanks before Tom Hanks was Tom Hanks. Hear funny old Hollywood words like caper and gaffer, and find out how he Dick Van Dyked his way into the hearts of generations of Americans. To download My Lucky Life In and Out of Show Business, or any other book your heart desires, start your free audiobook trial today at audibletrial.com/thefakist. Again, that's audibletrial.com/thefakist, all one word, for your free audiobook. Now that that's out of the way, back to the show! Finally tonight, the Supreme Court passes down a landmark verdict on the nature of existence. Will it impact your journey to the afterlife? Grace Hubberstafforford has the skinny in her special report.
A divided Supreme Court concluded in a rush verdict on Friday that being allowed to die a natural death after a long life is a cruel and unusual punishment under the Geneva Convention. Or something. They weren't really clear. The controversial 5-4 ruling Friday ended a civil lawsuit filed by prisoners in rural Arkansas who argued that the state should be allowed to put them out of their misery as an alternative to serving a life sentence. Their spokeswoman, Mitzi Moon, spoke to this woman about why her clients deserve something better.
Oh, prison is awful. It's just really terrible. Like, I'm amazing and I'm perfect, but I don't think I could make it 10 seconds in there. I hear the food isn't even locally sourced. What are these, animals? Would you want to live like that? It is 2018. We cannot let this go on anymore. The prison system in America needs to be reformed. And the first step to reform is to stop cursing young men and women to a life behind bars with no opportunities, no choices. How will they ever make it? Thanks to this historic ruling, we can humanely end their lives so they don't have to waste away like dark, dirty rats in a tiny little cell.
In his ruling, Justice Anthony Kennedy, 81 years young, cited technology, his sciatica, and watching everybody you've ever known die as reasons why a long life isn't all it's cracked up to be. How do the prisoners feel about the ruling?
Oh, they don't know yet.
Hold on. This sounds like a reportatunity to me. Reportatunity. To investigate, I went with Mitzi to the United States Penitentiary in Green Mile, Arkansas, to speak with Brandon Basham, jailed for life after assaulting a group of fifth graders at a local arcade.
Mitz, who this bitch?
She's a reporter, Brandon. Her name is Grace Hubberstafforford, and she wants to talk to you. Brandon, do you know the court case we've been working on?
You gonna get me out of here, Mitz?
Turns out you won't have to spend your life in prison after all.
Yo, dickweeds! Mitzi said she gonna get us out of this motherfucker!
Now I didn't say that.
Well, shit. Now I'm gonna look like a jerk in front of all the guys.
You won't have to worry about them for long. The law is complicated, but let me simplify it for you. The basic gist is the court decided that it's inhumane to keep you in here for life. They want us to go ahead and wind things up for you. That way, you won't have to suffer anymore.
Congratulations, Brandon. The Supreme Court has decided it's best that you die peacefully now than rot in prison and die of cancer or something when you're older.
Hold the front door. Are you saying that this bitch is saying that the Supreme Court is saying that we gon' die? What the fuck is this shit?
Brandon, it's all for the best. All of you pinned up in here with your bad food and your terrible living conditions. It makes all of us on the outside feel really bad. This way, we don't have to feel bad anymore, and you don't have to spend your life in the system. It's a win-win for everyone.
What about fixing this place up? Hell, just get us some books. Maybe a nice collection of Nicholas Sparks novels. Mini golf, laser tag, maybe a working milkshake machine. Glow-in-the-dark pendants. How about a nice portfolio of business type shit? Just don't fucking kill us.
The court has made their decision, Brandon.
Well, this is awkward.
Look, Grace Hubberstafforford, I'm gonna need you two bitches to leave right now. I gotta get right with God.
That's the spirit. He always provides.
Not if you're trying to get out of prison, he doesn't.
Authorities have announced that communities across the country will start conducting mass executions on Saturday. These events are modeled on the movie series The Purge and sponsored by Universal Studios, who will provide refreshments, free t-shirts, and syringes filled with just the right dosage of pentobarbital to ensure everybody has a fun and humane night. Find out where The Purge is happening in your community by visiting outoftheirmisery.gov. For The Fakist, I'm Grace Hubberstafforford.
Hey, Leanne, you still back there?
I'm here, Paul, with the cats. Turns out all they really wanted was somebody to scratch their heads. Isn't that right, Whiskers? Aw, good kitty. If it wasn't for Mrs. Gormley's blood all over your face, this would make a great Insta.
Has anybody checked on Mrs. Gormley? The official Fakist security guard has been asking about her. He wants to escort her to his car?
Oh, she's dead, Paul. Very dead. This itty-bitty cutie committee took care of that. Didn't Mr. Freeze 7-Up?
Well, why don't you bring Mr. Freeze 7-Up up here to close out the show with me?
We're on our way, aren't we, Snookums?
Good. Now we just have to wait a second, folks. Sorry about this. Leanne's wending her way through the KCOM studios, past the break room, probably through the newsroom now, avoiding the Fakist brand sex dungeon, until she finally makes her way to the studio. But why did you bring so many cats?
Your cat meowed something to them. They just followed me after that.
Look, I'm sorry, Leanne. I know you wanted the whole cat thing to work. I'm willing to pretend another living thing loves me, but not if that thing is just going to die on me in 10 years anyway.
Everything dies, Paul. We all lose everything at some point. The important thing is to enjoy whatever it is while you have it. At least you gave it a shot. That's something, right?
You know what? I'd love a shot. Here, hand me Mr. Freeze 7-Up so I can say goodbye. Then go get the emergency bottle of vodka I stashed under the heater. Oh, we can make Kitty a fluffy navel. Now, Mr. Freeze 7-Up, you're going to get a new house now. But don't worry. They'll probably pretend to love you just as much as I did.
Paul? I don't think he's taking the news well.
Oh, shit. Distract them while I hide under the desk.
No! Stop, kitties! You can come live with me. You don't have to do this.
Oh, God! My face! My magnificent face! My vocal cords! Why, Kitty?
Your time was up anyway, human. Now is the time of the cats. Meow. Meow. Kill this fool, then seize the control room. We broadcast our plans to the world tonight.
Breaking news. Evil talking cats have taken over KCOM studios somewhere west of New York City. I repeat, evil talking cats have the building. Send. What? Oh, that shouldn't come off.
No, you can't.
Worry not, Leanne. As long as you scratch our heads while we look away disinterested, we will not harm you.
Gee, thanks, Mr. Freeze 7-Up.
Now, humans, bow before your feline masters, or suffer the wrath of the sandpaper titans. Meow brothers.
Meow.
Meow. Meow. Meow. Meow. Meow. Meow.
Nah, we're just screwing with you.
Another Fakist fake out.
We donated those pussies to the ASPCA as part of our Fakist Cares initiative. Isn't that right, Leanne?
That was fun. Like when I used to play pretend with my brother. And thank goodness Mrs. Gormley isn't dead.
No, that happened. From KCOM Studios in somewhere west of New York City, I've been Paul DaFoe. Our promise to you, we fake it when we make it. Now go out there and have a hell of a night. So, seriously, the vodka is right under the heater, kind of jammed up right against the pilot light. You can't miss it.
I don't drink, sir.
You don't have to.
Subscribe to The Fakist on Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Google Play, or your favorite podcast app by going to thefakist.com. You'll get every episode when we release it. Follow us on Twitter, Facebook, or Instagram by following The Fakist News. That's Fakist with an I. See you next time.